Mary is going to make a play for us. She says she's almost ready.
Once upon a time, there was a mom.
And she said once upon a time.
Her name was Sally. She had a little girl and a little boy. They also had a baby. She liked to float along the stream and go up the big hill to see the sun and then slide all the way back down. And then when she was back, her mom would pick her up out of the cradle and put her in her hands. Sometimes she would rock her and sing to her. Sometimes she would just lay her down with her little head in the water. The little boy and the little girl would go out there and sit and lay next to her. Well, the mom wouldn't. She finished up knitting a beautiful blanket that she would have. And after she was done, she had the most beautiful blanket ever seen. She had decided to put it into her little girl's room. So she walked and walked and walked until she sat on the stump in the little. She standed on the stump and looked. It was close in the little girl's room. She looked down and around. She thought, here is a perfect way to put it in. So then she brought her cradle into the water and picked up her baby and put it into the cradle and said, "Time for bed, my children. I will read you a book before bed." So she picked up the baby in the cradle and moved it up the stairs and put it into its spot and then said, "Come on, children, it is time for bed." So she got this bed and then put a little boy in his bed and a little girl in her bed and said, "Okay, you guys you've got your bed all situated, so now let's bring you upstairs so that you can read with me and your baby sister. When you guys are done, you may go back down the stairs and read your own book. And then when it's done, at 9 o'clock, you may go back to bed." So they finished reading. No. So they started to read another book. Because her mom called them back up. And then they read their favorite book that went, "Once upon a time, there were 3 kids. They lived in a palace. They had a mom and a dad and the king and the queen." And then the story went over. So her mom told them to go back downstairs and go into your beds and read your own little book. after they've done that, they fell back asleep. And then the mom said, okay, we kids, we are going to leave town tomorrow. And when we leave town, like we're going to live in the river and check out into the ocean and check out all the cool waves and everything in the ocean. So they put the baby to the babysitter's house and then got the children and then went down to the rivers. The children laid down in the water while the mom got her notebook and did in the lake and says, ooh, a fish, a salmon. And then dig down and found a tuna, dig down and found a catfish. So they wrote all those down in the notebook. And she was like, ouch. And she poked her hand up and there was a crab pinch on her hand. So they picked up the baby and walked along home. And they went back to bed. And the end.
Yay, thank you.